But yeah, a lot of people were really stoked for Planetary Annihilation. It looked really good. I heard it had kind of a rough launch. Like it was buggy or something, or there was something missing, and people weren't happy about that. And then I heard they were like bringing it to... It wasn't early access. They made like a new version of it. There was like Planetary Annihilation Titans or something like that. And they sold it as a standalone, even though it was, like, absolutely supposed to be, like, the update people had been asking for and waiting for forever. It was a DLC. It was definitely, like, it was paid a lot. It was, like, a paid standalone thing. Yeah, it was a DLC. Okay. I just remember people were really mad because it was scummy for some reason, and I missed the context for why. Okay, Cyclone Spam is amazing. Look at this. There are no planes but my planes in the sky. But yeah, I have both Planetary Annihilations, if I'm not mistaken. There was a visceral reaction from that corner of the internet. And usually when there's a controversy that bad, I try and stay away from the game if I'm not, like, already a fan. So, easiest example would actually be, like, Dungeon Defenders. I don't know how many people have been paying attention to that, but a lot of people are really not happy with Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Because it's effectively Dungeon Defenders 1 with a modern coat of paint and some, like, kind of smoother gameplay, but otherwise, like, it really is just the same game that people have been playing forever. Which is odd, because a lot of people hated Dungeon Defenders 2 for being its own new thing and stuff. Stopped playing Dungeon Defenders after I heard about the CEO, who I think left. Like, that was one of those... That was actually the reason why I didn't play Dungeon Defenders 2 at all. But the reason why I got into Awakened was because, yeah, he left, so it's new people. Problem is they just didn't do enough with the game, I think, to really bring people back and so on and so forth. If I ever do that, like, play a game where the developer is, like, a truly garbage tier human being, let me know, because I'm not always the best at keeping up with that sort of thing. It's like, I don't mind skipping out on games because certain people are terrible. I'm not talking, like, Blizzard... like, gaff terrible. I'm talking, like, actual terrible human being. Well, even then, Blizzard gaff was kind of terrible here and there. That's definitely a little bit more subjective. Like, I remember there was a RPG Maker game with, like, Light Monster Collection that I was kind of excited for a while back. And I guess one or both of the developers came out as, like, extreme anti-trans people, and I'm just like... I closed my whole thing. I privated the whole series. The frustrating part was I actually had a lot of people kind of show up on my Discord, like, low-key dog whistling in favor of these developers. Be like, wonder where'd your series go? You know, trying to bait me into, like... arguing with them? I don't know. Oh. Oh, wait, no, that's Shield Surge. Wait, hold up. Guardian Shield Regeneration. Oh, Duration. I see. What was the game? Man, I don't even remember. Like, we only did a couple episodes on it, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Let's save my power cores. They're not giving me purple cores. They're just... everything else. Okay, whatever. We're just doing this one. Invasion! But more cyclones! Okay. Let's see. I'm not regretting this decision. Originally, I cared about symmetry. Now I do not care. Now, cyclones. Okay, so we just need one more blue core. We're not... I am going to bet it's going to take us a while to get blue cores for some reason. Same problem with green crystals for a long time. Which is odd, because I'm actually, like, doing perfectly fine on... I'm doing great on green crystals. I'm doing okay on blue. Red I'm a little low on, and purple I haven't seen in the last hour and a half? Probably more than that. Oh, the game was called Heartbeat. That's what it was. Weird part for me is, I believe the developers for that were like a pair of lesbians, and they were coming out purely against, like, purely trans people, and it was just kind of like, oh, I hate people that do that, where it's like, we're extremely, like, motivated on a movement, but only our half of the movement. It's very disappointing. What was it? It's weird, actually. I went to college in the same town that Frederick Douglass was born or died. And I went to school in an area where Frederick Douglass was extremely active. So I actually did 2 separate Frederick Douglass projects over the course of my life, studying the man. The first one was a little bit more just kind of like self-servicing and whatnot. The second one was a little bit more controversial because it was actually, I believe it was Frederick Douglass. Because it was Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony were, like, comrades-ish for getting African Americans the right to vote. I think de facto everybody. I'm not actually sure the history on right to vote in the U.S., which is odd. You know, that's absolutely... That's a struggle that everybody should know about, but the education on the topic is kind of spotty depending on where you live. They did not want to talk about it in North Carolina for some reason, which is where we did most of our, like, early U.S. history stuff. And then after that, it was... I mostly didn't talk about anything that wasn't Vietnam related. I don't know. But so, I just remember, like, one piece of information that I picked up reading about Susan B. Anthony was that she had worked with Frederick Douglass really aggressively for the women's right movement, but then after women got the right to vote, I think it was Frederick Douglass, more or less, was told by, like, all of his compatriots in this you know, extremely important social rights movement, that they weren't going to help him anymore, and that they were satisfied that it was time to slow down and let people, like, get used to whatever. Yeah. Oh, Overlord. That's day 75. It's about time. Well, let's see how this goes. But I was just so disappointed finding out about that, because it's like, nah, everybody should work together or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm at the point where creator of media turns out to be Dread Monster Beast is so common that, really? You gotta do something really bad to make me care. Because as it stands, being good only matters, so we haven't caught you yet. I mean, I'd like to believe that there's nothing to catch me over. Obviously, you know, that might not necessarily be the case. I'm sure I have, like, some opinion that's going to get me yelled at some point. I'm gonna wait until he's on more solid ground. Am I? Nah, let's fire it out. We'll probably hit him. He moves a little faster than I thought he did. Shoot. That sucks. It's my general goal to always try and stay a good person, but still. I think my thing is, with finding out, like, X person is a monster or whatnot, it's a lot easier for me to... It's a lot easier for me to just skip on a game made by a bad person or, like, run by bad people or something, because there's so many games out there. Like, why do I need to play Heartbeat when I could be playing Tower? Why would I need to play Hero Siege? That was actually one that right before I went on my vacation, the dude had come out with like extremely racist stuff, and I'm just like, well, I lost interest in you, I guess. Because, like, it's so much easier for me to just play a bunch of other games by people that don't have this weird level of baggage and problems and whatnot. Okay. I think I'm gonna just mostly fire my missiles at this, and I'm gonna use my laser for shields, because shields are an issue. Cripes. Let's see. Slow things down for a bit. There we go. How are we doing? I'm having trouble getting through those shields. I'm also having trouble finding my cursor, which is not helping either. So we might specifically want to pick up some more of that shield overcharge upgrade tree. Is my cursor now? There it is. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of my DPS is tied up in cyclones, which are starting to die. Oh, I don't have shields. This is gonna go bad. Okay, so we might also want to pick up the droid repair thing. How many casualties have I had? Some of mine on the backside are getting toasted, but it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think my planes are still dying, though, but less of them. Okay, he's starting to move again. That's good. Okay, we got 24 seconds. Why is he... Ah, shit. Okay, shields up. Yeah, he's got a Mega Laser. My favorite. Okay, so we've actually cleaned up fairly well. We definitely took some hits there. No, we actually haven't lost a damn thing yet. Maybe one artillery tower, but shockingly not. Holy shit, my shields are just burnt. That Mega Cannon is brutal. Okay, I'm gonna try the Ravager. I'm assuming the damage is just not going to be enough. Yeah, I think I'm better off using my disintegrator. Okay. Another airwave. Okay. Bad missiles. Shields up. Okay, shields are up. Haven't lost anything yet. Wow, that anti-laser defense is actually stupidly good. Holy shit, though. That super laser. Is he moving? Oh, damn it. Okay, so we definitely want to pick up the thing that lets me repair nearby damaged structures. Okay, shields are back up. Shields are back up. Oh no! He took out the shield generator! Well, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna have to take out shields. I'm just gonna believe in my dudes. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take out the planes. $20,000, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I just need to do a bit more damage. He's so close. The one thing we might want to do, seeing as the shield generator is busted, I think I'm going to want to put it up on the other side. Now that we know he's there, okay. For the last thousands, but I am down to nothing. I guess the smarter thing I should have been doing this entire time was actually taking out his towers. His missile spam is not actually as dangerous. Nah, I'm super done. I have, like, nothing left. Okay, so armor things, move the shield generator, potentially just make my tower stronger. Like, if I can increase my DPS, we're good to go, but we're so close, though. I thought we were doomed. But no, we're good. Okay. Yeah, 5,000 off. Not bad, though. Assuming we can get some purple cores, we've got this. And even if we can't, we've got there they are. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm not even going to try and research anything because I don't even know what the hell we have left. Okay. So I don't actually remember. Does it say here? I don't remember how many guardians we're supposed to have. Let's see. I'm gonna have that be the shield generator. Yeah, let's rebuild now that I've done that. No. What's the difference between... Okay. That's more or less it. So I think my Guardian command is still correct. The main difference is we have less SAM sites, which is fine. Let's see, have a second Aegis as a backup. Seems redundant, though. I need the firepower. I got a couple other things that I can do. The auto repair drones, there's a bunch of stuff. We'll be okay. So what about the 2 empty slots? I don't have enough resources to fill them. We need a lot of purple and blue cores to get more decimators or an obliterator. And this would be a decimator slot. And then I still need to unlock this one, but yeah, we need purple and blue cores. And we're gonna get 3 here. I'm gonna spend at least one of them trying to re-roll my beam. So it does a little bit more damage, because if my beam can do 120, 130, that's probably better than the single thing. Referring to the one small slot that's open. Well, again, don't have enough resources for that, but that would require that specifically requires 1 blue core. I can't build towers without blue cores, so that. Let's see. Definitely maybe a bit too casual here. I can't really tell how much I have to worry about things. Definitely want to work on my shield guys. They were getting wrecked a little bit. So it's probably a good idea to increase their general toughness and healing ability. So I'll go to day 100 before switching? Yeah, why not? It's only going to take another hour and a half. So we're just going to finish this game off tonight. And then we will switch. Tonight is the night that we finish games. And then maybe start some new things. I'm not entirely sure. Because, I mean, I will admit, Resident Evil is still stuck in my head. So I was looking my DLC for Resident Evil 2. Because the remake has a whole bunch of DLC. And one of them is, you just automatically unlock all of the infinite ammo weapons, and I was like, it's mildly tempting for me to just like do a run of Resident Evil where I just have I don't have any blue cores. Do a run of Resident Evil where I have infinite ammo minigun and just be like, zombies. No. Let's see. I still need the 5 blue cores more than the red cores right now. Yeah. Let's see. I know day 100's a cutoff, but do we keep going? I specifically won't. I actually don't know if the game ends at 100 days. Win or lose. Let's see. Resident Evil is not your kind of game, but your friends who enjoy horror games have absolutely adored the remakes. The interesting thing is, like, putting horror aside, I actually really enjoy the design and design work that went into Resident Evil. There's something really compelling about, like, exploring a limited environment that I don't see in a lot of games. The best examples I can think of specifically are, like, Prey, BioShock, and, you know, games of that kind of ilk. Because I really like playing games that are in a very limited location with a lot of, like, exploration and backtracking. Limited enemies, limited resources. Like, this game's satisfying with the, like, massive number of enemies coming at me. But, like, I would love to play... I love playing games where, like, there are maybe 100 enemies on the map. Maybe even all of them have names and backstories. You know, like, let's take Prey. With the exception of a couple of enemies along the way, all of the enemies in Prey were actually either people once or like an experiment that went wrong or something. There's lore reasons why they exist, and once you take them out, they don't come back. There are a couple points in the story where more enemies show up, but like, if you destroy something in Prey, it stays dead. And I like that. There aren't a whole lot of games that do that, and so it's extremely satisfying. Because I want to play a game that's like They Are Billions. Yeah, Dead Space. Dead Space is another great example. You don't do it as much backtracking in Dead Space. You do an amount. Let's see, didn't Prey all turn out to just be a simulation in the end, though? Spoilers? But yes and no. Let's see, we should probably start clawing back. Okay, so all of these will let me get it back. So I guess we'll just do this one. We really don't need massive cores. We don't need any of these resources. But, okay, spoilers for Prey if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it or played it, I'd recommend it. Prey is actually one of my favorite games. It's made by the people that made, Dishonored. And that's, like, super... Like, that's a super good company for making games. Anywho, ooh. Big gun? Big gun. Or... No. Better to reroll my beams. Let's get the last Cyclone. Which, I should probably upgrade my Cyclone's Cyclone, like, tower HP and stuff. I played it, couldn't beat it. Had a big boy in my way and no ammo. Shame. It's... I don't know. I really liked Prey. The biggest issue I had with it was the limited ammunition, limited weapon variety. There were some neat weapons there, but, like, it could have had a little bit more. Because I pretty much just defaulted to the shotgun because everything else felt kind of meh. But, assuming those of you that don't want to get spoiled on the game, the whole game is a simulation to test whether or not you're, like, a good person or not, because you're not who you think you are throughout the course of the game. But the whole thing actually, like, took place. It's just, you know, the events are slightly different from... you know, what the game tells. And they kind of hand wave it at the end with a cutscene being like, look at how it actually went. And it's like, oh shit. I doubt we're gonna get another game, which is a bit of a shame, because I'm assuming it did terribly. But it was still really neat. And it had that, like, small environment that you backtrack through a bunch. You're constantly learning new things, new bits of information, and using that to unlock different doors and areas and stuff. Don't care for games with limited time or ammo. Play to relax, and that just adds stress. I didn't find it to be an issue in Prey, especially. Like, by the end of it, if you check my series, I think I was just swimming in ammunition. I was pretty thorough, though. Like the powers. I actually didn't use any of the powers. I was just like, I'm going to be a good, pure boy. And I was. For better or worse. Okay. Let's see. So we want to... Yeah, let's reroll this. This is better than a super weapon. Oh, God!
I'll tell you the truth.
Alright, whatever. Go for broke. Are we just re-rolling within the range? Does the cap not go up? Did I screw myself over earlier? I was assuming that this upper limit would keep going up, but it never did. Shit. I'm actually a little mad about that. Goes up by very small increments. I don't think it is anymore. wanted to get repair drones. Seeing as I don't need any more money, and we're waiting on more purple cores. Okay, blue cores. Not that I really need those either. Hey! Yeah, why is there such a huge bar then? I think that huge bar is actually just across all of the weapons. That the maximum cap. Yeah, rank X is max. Yeah, so I hit the upgrade cap, and now I'm just re-rolling until I get a good roll. I kind of wish there was no max. Like, just let me go goofy. I mean, it already costs a shit ton. So yeah, if I get a really particularly lucky roll, and I just have the laser that does like 200 damage a second, like, eh. Worst things have happened. Alright. Let's see, repair drone ability needs to be put on the hotbar. It does, you're correct. I'll have to mess around with the mines and some other things and see if they're at all useful. I'm gonna mostly focus on upgrading tower health for, like, a couple of things. I don't know, there's really not much left for me to get. So it's more of just kind of waiting out until we're done. What button is this? S. Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of big. We might want to look into the flares, just making things do more take more damage, especially the boss. That alone could be incredible. Because 10% on the boss would have actually killed him. That's what I get for not investing in useful things. It's fine.